What if I was to tell you that everything you believe in and have come to learn about the world has been a complete fucking lie? What would you say? How would you feel? What new action would you take? How would you now look at the world? What new lens would you put in front of your eyes to now view the universe that we live in? Because how would you even know that everything's a lie? How would you know? Because you've been brought up a certain way. You've been conditioned to believe what you believe to be the truth. So how would you now know? Well, I want to pose this question to you, and I want to say that someone has given you evidence now, and it is now become true that what you have come to learn about yourself is a lie. So what new action would you take? Well, I'm now going to begin going through stuff I've learned from the book Maxwell Maltz, Psycho-Cybernetics, where he talks all about self-image psychology and how we literally imagine things about us to be true, even if they aren't. We take a thought, we pay attention to that thought for an extended period of time, and eventually that thought then sets up an emotion in us, which we invest in and becomes true for us. For us doesn't necessarily mean that it is true. We just come to believe that it's true based on whatever evidence is on the outside world. So there's a few bullet points I'm going to go through here to make this quick, because I don't want to waste your time. I hate coming onto a YouTube video where you're like, oh, that's an amazing title. I want to learn see what that guy's talking about. And then it's just like a 5-minute introduction. There's loads of music effects and that. I'm not being with that bullshit. I respect your time. So I got my notes here. We're just going to get straight to it. So look, there was a story in this book where they took 45 patients at a neuropsychiatric ward, which is where like mental health people go. They're a little bit loopy. And they took 45 of these people in a study. And what they did is they gave them the personality test, kind of like one that you would do online, but a little bit more in depth, a lot more official. And they gave them the ordinary personality test that they may have taken before, which caused them to end up where they are. And they said, just answer it as normal. They answered it as normal. And the results came back as typical. And then they said, this time we want you to take this test, but from the perspective of, or imagining that you are a well-adjusted person. You are cured. And so they went ahead and took the test. Now, the result is staggering. 75% of those patients came back as improved results. Why is that important? This communicates a lot of important information to us, because what that says is that many of us already know how to act, how we want to act, how we believe we should act. And when I say should act, I don't mean according to fucking societal norms. I mean according to what you wish you could be, what you believe you could be, your goals, your dreams, how you visualize that you could be if you wanted to. We already know in large part how to change to be that person. But why don't we? Because of all these societal beliefs that we've come to believe in. Because of these influences, because of these thoughts that have been passed on to us. Like I say, through friends, family, co-workers, they're not ours. They're not ours. So when I say, what would you do if everything you've come to believe in has been a lie? That's not too far-fetched now, is it? You can kind of see how some of that might be true. Now, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist and talk about the Matrix and how we're living in a Matrix. That may be true, it may not be true. I like talking about that sort of stuff, but that's not the point in this video. The point in this video is to pose that question that you really can be whatever you want to be. That's the point in this video. Because the fact that you are not a confident person, you are not a wealthy person, you are not you're not doing the things you want to do, you're not successful with girls, you don't have the relationships you want, you don't have the job you want, whatever it is, that isn't necessarily true. That doesn't reflect your ability. That doesn't reflect your true potential. You've just become emotionally involved in ideas which don't serve you in those areas. And they might serve you, they won't serve you at all, except to be miserable and fucking unhappy. So there's a few more things I want to share here. an example of this would be if you were walking through a forest. Imagine you're going on a hike. It's a beautiful summer's day and you're in Alaska or somewhere like that. I don't know, wherever they have bears, right? Grizzly bears is the point of this example. You're walking through a forest, you see a grizzly bear. Right? You don't have to tell yourself, oh, I should probably be scared now. I should probably run away from this guy. I should probably be running. You don't have to tell yourself that, you just do it. Why? Because you have come to believe that that's a dangerous situation, that poses a threat to your health. So that thought sets up the emotion of fear in you, which tells your body how to act in that situation. And you run. The fight or flight mechanism kicks in and you are not fighting the grizzly bear, because in hand to hand, you'll probably lose unless you're Khabib Nurmagomedov, the MMA fighter. But even he probably wouldn't win against a full-grown grizzly bear. And I highly doubt that you would either. All right, so you're going to run away from the situation. So the fear set up by you investing in the thought of fear, of, oh shit, I need to run, kicks in the bodily function. Your stomach shuts off, your organs shut off. Anything that is not related to running, that doesn't help your blood circulate adrenaline to the muscles, is shut off. And all purposes are directed into running the fuck away from that situation. So in that what that says is that when we engage our attention in a thought, that sets up the emotions which dictates to us how we should act in that situation. So if we're emotionally involved in a bunch of bullshit which we didn't originate, which other people have passed on to us, how will we act in day to day? Are we acting as we really know we could? Or are we acting in alignment with our true potential? I don't think so. And this includes myself as well. Okay, I'm not exempt from this universal law or this fact of life. All right, I'm the same. I'm a human being. I have thoughts. I have a brain. So if thoughts set up the emotion, which then set up how we act, we want to be engaging in thoughts which are actually generative and not degenerative, that would seek to help us be more confident, which create wealth, to be of a service to others and people around us, and including ourselves, instead of operating mostly in large part, which we do, on autopilot. We're not acting on choices that we are originating within ourselves. We're just, like I said earlier, we're influenced through our upbringing, and we are just continuing to act as if those thoughts were true. See, if your mum and dad were arguing around you as a kid and worrying about money and the bills and how this isn't going to be paid and how that's not going to be paid, that affects us, whether you consciously realize that or not. I mean, a lot of us don't at that age, but that affects you. And then they pass on those worries to you without you even knowing it. So we want to begin to get rid of these thoughts now and start to choose the thoughts that we have. Now, one thing that you can do that is in large part going to change the thoughts that you have is playing subliminal messages to yourself before you go to bed. Now, there are many free ones on YouTube. We have free ones as well. You can go on my channel, you can check it out. We've got a confidence subliminal up there. We're going to be uploading many more in the future as well. But subliminals are like if you take a needle and inject yourself with pure love and pure confidence and everything that you want, where it just has to become you because it's in you. Subliminals are like injecting into your mind, your subconscious mind, because you play them when you sleep. Your conscious mind goes to sleep and your subconscious mind is wide open to everything that comes in and affects you, which it will in match it part. And then of course when you change the thoughts, you change your emotions, and then you act differently, and that is what they're designed for. So look, I'm going to end the video there. I really hope that this helped you. If it did, please leave a comment, make sure you smash that subscribe button, because there are many more topics we're going to be discussing, many more videos that I really want you to be here for, because it is of a benefit to yourself and the world. And when you change yourself, you change the people around you. So look, I'm going to leave you with this actually. If you walk into a room, let's say you're in a 10 out of 10 happy mood, you're cheerful, you're jumping up and down, you can't contain yourself, you want to share that happiness with the world around you. You walk into a room and everyone in there is miserable, angry, depressed. eventually that's going to affect you. How does that make you feel now you walk in there? The energy is just, you're like water, but you don't mix with oil. So you're either going to be repelled from that situation where you need to get the fuck out, which was usually what will happen. But if you stay there, they're going to bring you down to their level. Because you're forcing yourself into their environment, which is, the energy is, the non-physical side of things is just bringing your emotions out. And that is not what we want. So you're doing the same thing. Whenever you're upset or unhappy, you're bringing everyone else around you down, even if you don't know it consciously. So it's your job to be happy. It's your job to be creative. It's your job to feel love and to pass that on to everyone else. So I will now end the video there. Peace out.